ElevenLabs now covers full production pipeline. Voices, images, videos, music, dubbing, all that in one place. Plus Studio and Flows, which are two features that tie it all together. I will show you how to change your voice to basically anything.
Like a fairy in the woods?
Or a robot losing its mind.
I will also show you how I dubbed myself into a language I actually do not speak. ElevenLabs isn't just audio anymore. Now it is the full AI production package. And Flows feature with Studio, it actually allows you to create real production pipeline. And I will show you how to do that by building a full ad completely within ElevenLabs interface. No other tool needed, no switching of tabs. So let's get into it. So let's start at the very beginning. This is what you will see when you come to ElevenLabs page for the first time. You need to log in or sign up if you have never used it before. I have, so I will log in. And this is your main user interface where we will be covering main features one by one. So let's start with the first feature, which is their flagship product. I think ElevenLabs has the best voice model and many other tools actually uses their model for that. So probably no competition there. And here with voices, you actually either pick some voice that already lives here, either produced by ElevenLabs or by other creators, or you can create voice on your own. We can try that first with picking something that already exists here. Let's say we want a voice speaking English. However, no matter which language you would choose, most of them are capable to speak different language. It just probably fine-tuned to that language. Then let's maybe use narration type. And here you can easily pick and test which voice would fit your project.
Hello, I'm Andrea, and I'm grateful to meet you. This is
just because it happened what seems like a lifetime ago.
And now this is quite easy. You just browse and pick which one you like. Once you found one, you need to click on this plus icon, which will bring this voice into your voices, and you can actually use it with audio generation. Now bear in mind that depending on which tier you are on, you can have only certain amount of voices in your library at once, and if you need to switch it, then you need to get rid of some that's already there and you are not using it. Now you can see that the voice is already there and there is really nothing more you need to know. We can click to My Voices and you can see that Wyatt Wise Rusty Cowboy is already here, which is the last one I added. Then there are default voices, which are default, and we can create one from scratch, either by voice design, meaning we will describe what type of voice we want, instant voice clone, which will copy your voice based on brief audio input, and also professional voice clone, which takes a little bit more time. However, the quality is way better, but in reality not everyone really needs that. So let's maybe try voice design. We can click a deep booming male voice. Let's try something different. Voice of dwarf in his 80s with a strong feel of curiosity and a pinch of sarcasm. It doesn't need to make sense. I'm making this up, but we will try it. So let's hit generate voice.
Well now, isn't that just fascinating? Well now, isn't that just...
And now you can see every single one is actually what I asked for. They are a little different from each other, but every single one actually meets our prompt, and it took like maybe under 20 seconds, so it's really fast. Now, if you want it, you can easily select it, or we could go and do instant voice cloning, where you would record your audio, enable microphone, and let's hit start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then how about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and maybe 11. I would like also 12, 13, and 14, but no chance I would try 16. It should work now. You can check if you want to remove background audio, meaning noises. Let's hit next. You can name me, which is test me, and you can now test your voice, either generate some speech or you can speak with yourself. The voice lives here in your My Voices tab, and
gardening is a mirror of our nature.
But we will probably test it with actual voice generation. This is just a sample. I don't even know what does it speak. And now that's it for voices, and we will move on to text to speech, where you will actually provide some text, which then will be actually changed into spoken part. So here you will either write or paste your text. I have generated some sample sentence, which means actually nothing. And here we have selected Wyatt as the voice that should deliver the line. Here you can also set up if it needs to be like robust and safe, or you can introduce a little bit of creativity in it. We can try it, and let's hit generate. Voices are generated quite fast.
The city woke slowly under a pale gold sunrise, its streets still quiet except for the soft hum of delivery vans.
And you can see it sounds really good. You are always presented with 2 outputs with 1 generation. And if you would like to maybe introduce a dialogue or something like that, we could add a speaker. And here I will change it to me, and I will paste another line. So let's hit generate.
The city woke slowly under a pale gold sunrise, and the occasional footsteps of early commuters.
In the corner cafe, lights flickered on one by one, filling the windows with warmth and the scent of fresh coffee.
And this is the part that I am speaking actually. And I must say, it sounds kind of like me. It's not perfect, but it was done really fast. And I think that this is just fine. Now, maybe let's get back to Wyatt, which is way more professional and was recorded with better microphone for sure. When you are generating speech, I would always encourage you to use square brackets, because this way it only delivers this line. I will make it shorter so we can iterate. The city woke slowly under pale gold sunrise. Let's generate.
The city woke slowly under a pale gold sunrise.
Perfect. Clean. But how about if I want to narrate how he is speaking it? How about if I would want to introduce some pause in how he is delivering the line? I can do that, for example, here with square brackets, pause for 1 second. Or 0.1, 0.2. It's up to you how precise you want to be. Let's hit generate.
The city woke slowly under a pale gold sunrise.
You can already see it here with equalizer that there is a pause introduced there. It will never be exact 1 second, sometimes a little bit shorter, sometimes a little bit longer. But this is the nature of work with AI, and you need to play with it a little bit. Let's maybe push it even further, because I want to introduce evil laugh. So something like that.
The city woke slowly under a pale gold sunrise.
You hear that? So you can actually narrate how exactly you want the line to be delivered. You can sometimes give it information about which word you would like to maybe stress or highlight, where the tension goes up or down, and you are doing that simply by square brackets and describing what you want there. Now, that should be fine for text-to-speech, and we will move to other modalities. Here you have, for example, sound effects, where you can create some assets for your edit later, maybe sound of broken glass or anything of that kind that you would otherwise need to be looking for a long time because you cannot find it anywhere. We can listen to some examples here, which is create a long cinematic intro soundscape for the concert opening. Sounds pretty cool. Fast air swoosh, clean UI slide out. Work again, or something like here, metal door open. This one was quite short, however, it could be that. Or, for example, here, bomb explosion. That's fine. Now, this is actually one type of audio, which is sound effect. But you can also create a music here. And ElevenLabs also has a marketplace for music. Therefore, if you find yourself enjoying some music here, for example, this one, you can click save, or you can download it, and here you can see that it will cost you some credits to use this in social media or paid marketing, or if you want to simply download this. However, it costs less if you generate it for yourself. This is only the cost if you want to use something someone else has already created. But we will create something on our own. Let's use, for example, upbeat pop track sound, and it gave me some random description, an energetic pop song with a catchy synth melody, perfect for summer playlist. Also introduce string section. Should be like violin or something like that. Now here you can pick how many versions you want. I will keep it at 4. How long it should be? Let's keep it 1 minute is fine. Then here you can pick whether you want or you don't want the music to have lyrics. I just want instrumental one. I don't want anybody to be singing in it. No fight tune, but if you create something from your references, then it would probably guess way better what you want. But here I will keep it without any fine tunes. And the last part is actually making your prompt better. I will keep this on because I think it helps. Now here you just click create, and you will wait a little bit until you will be presented with 4 songs that match your description. And they are already done. You can see it happens really fast since it's just audio. Second. And third one, I think every single one is kind of cool. It's only the matter of whether it fits your project or not. But if you are happy with it, you can simply download it, and then you are just fine, and you can use it because this generation was done by you, so it doesn't need to pay any more credits for it. So here we simply covered sound effects and music. Now we can move to image. It will happen here in the image and video tab, and it works quite simple. In here you simply describe what you want. You will pick which model will be doing the job, some other settings depending on what you will pick here, and that's basically all. We can also use some image reference. For example, if I click here and let's upload, I don't know, something like this. So it's a photo of a woman, and here I will write woman in the or on the streets of New York during sunset. I don't think that the prompting guide is necessary here. Models are quite good right now in understanding also weight prompts, but if you want to go a level deeper, then yes, you need to pay attention to it, but for a showcase reason, that's just fine. Let's pick Nano Banana Pro. We can use 4x5. I will pick 2K resolution, and I want 4 images in this batch. Let's hit generate. Now, it takes a little time, and while this is being generated, I can get back to available models, where you can also not just generate image, but you can also upscale it or edit it. In here, for upscaling, you can use Topaz Image Upscale. So once you either upload image you have or the one that you have generated, you can simply make it bigger and more detailed. With editing, you can see it's again Nano Banana 2, for example, Clink 01 image, all those models that actually contextually understand the image, and you are simply writing what you want to be changed there. So here you can see I have 4 images, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I think that every single one looks quite cool. I especially like this one. Now, if you want to sequence your work, let's say with this one, I'm okay with it, but I want her to wear a baseball cap. So I will use this image as a reference. It got loaded here, and I will write in simple terms, add yellow baseball cap on her head. Keep rest unchanged. And let's hit generate again. Now we were using this image as reference, and we are creating new batch where she will be wearing a yellow baseball cap, hopefully. And now we are done. Let's take a look. In all the cases, the yellow cap is there. If I would maybe want it to be exact yellow cap, not any yellow cap, I would need to add another image reference there. But you probably get the point here. Now, there is really not much more to cover with image generation right now. There certainly is, but for a later part. However, we will move to video, which is a third modality. We have covered audio, we have covered image, and we will be covering video just as well here. So imagine I want this girl to be walking in this street as a video, but I would want it to be 16:9. So first, let's create reference image as a first frame, because you can actually generate video even with only text input. You would be just switching the setting here, because from image we would be creating video and you would describe what you want. I never do that. You can never keep enough level of consistency if you are just using text. So it's possible, but I don't recommend that. Now I will click here. I will use this image as a reference. I will switch back to image tab. I have set it up to be 16:9. Let's keep it 2K, and I will write it, expand the scene. Let's generate. And now you see we are generating 16:9 images. While this is being generated, you can see that you could call out certain references by @, and it has its meaning when you are using more than one. So let's say you will upload 3 references, and it will be this woman, this yellow cap, and this jacket. So in your prompt, where you would write it all, you would always write @ and you will pick which reference it relates to. To show you, I can click on this image and use it as a reference. And here, if I would write, I don't know, let's change @ and you can see it gave us option to pick this image, but no point in doing that if you have just one reference image. But if you would have 3, 4, 5, this is really helpful. So let's delete this one, and I will pick the one that I like. I like this one because she already has her arm a little bit raised, so it probably gives the model a hint about she is already in motion, walking. So I will use this image as reference, but not as image reference. I want to create a video. And here you can see we got switched to video tab, and image got loaded as a first frame. If you would want also an end frame, you will just upload it there. Or if you would want to add another references, for example, that yellow cap, you would upload image of yellow cap here, and you would describe woman is walking on the street and then she puts yellow cap on her head, but you will call out that yellow cap with @. However, we won't be doing that right now. I will write woman walking down the street and looking around. Again, for showcase reasons, weight prompts are just fine, but if you are creating something specific, I would encourage you to really think that through. Here is the same story. We need to pick which model. Just recently, Seedance 2.0 was released, so it could be this one, or Veo 3.1, Kling 3, Runway Gen 4.5. Most of those big models, they are here, so just pick which one you want. However, for this showcase, I will probably go with Seedance 2.0 fast, because I want to show it fast. Now, here you can pick aspect ratios. Some can do even anamorphic and 4:3. Some only can do either landscape or vertical. Some can do any aspect ratio depending on what the source image is. However, this setting is updated every single time you change the selected model, so I will keep it at 16:9. As of now, Seedance only offers 720p, but I expect it to be at Full HD really soon, and we can keep it at 5 seconds, for example. Now here you can either turn audio on or off. I will turn it on, and I only need maybe one generation. If you turned audio on, you can maybe also prompt it that a sound of nearby landing plane is there. This way it should probably introduce this into audio part. So let's hit generate. And here you can see it got loaded here in our feed, and you can chronologically see what you have done, unless you, let's say, click 3 dots and delete image, it will be there. So let's wait a little bit here. And while this is being done, you can see that with Seedance and with Kling, you can do way more, because there is start frame, and frame references, as I have mentioned, but also video references. So you can upload another video and reference the model to copy the motion of the camera. But again, that's not for today's showcase. And also, you can use audio refs, so you can upload either your spoken part or your music, and it will create a video where somebody, for example, dances into the music that you provided. It can do that. And our generation is done. You can take a look. It simply did what we asked. She walked a little bit, then she stopped because she was, I don't know, interrupted by the plane. It is there. Works simple. So now I think you quite get the point about how to generate image and video there and how to make some edits. So we can move on to other cool features here, which is voice isolator. However, here you would, for example, upload your audio, which might be maybe messy, or there is a music or sound of nearby traffic, and you want to isolate only your voice. So you will do that just by uploading such audio file here, and you will let it process it. However, I don't have any suitable file for it to show it to you, but it really does only that. If you have bad audio or good audio, but there are way many elements there, you just upload it there and it will try its best to take out only the spoken part. Now, let's get back to Voice Changer, where you can not generate your voice with text-to-speech, where you would write it in text and it will be generated as spoken word. Here you will upload your audio and you will change the voice to any. So let's say I would record myself. This is a really cool recording of me showcasing cool ElevenLabs feature. Now I have my live recording here. This is a really cool recording of me showcasing cool ElevenLabs feature. Now, yes, it is that part. And here I would use, let's say, Mini, which is high-pitch cartoon character.
I'm so glad you stopped by. I've just finished baking my famous cinnamon cookies.
So it will be this one. We can do, for example, even a style exaggeration, and let's hit generate. So it will take this audio input, this voice that we have picked.
This is a really cool recording of me showcasing cool ElevenLabs feature.
And you can hear how it works. Let's try maybe one more.
I whisper to the seeds before planting them, telling stories of sunshine and rain.
Yeah, you can see I have a couple of weird voices here because there was a certain project that asked for that, but I'm happy they are here. It shows what it does really well. So again, let's maybe bump down exaggeration a bit and let's hit generate.
This is a really cool recording of me showcasing cool ElevenLabs feature.
It works. So nothing more to it here. Then there is music, which we already covered. Speech to text, which basically works in opposite. You will transcribe your audio files, or you will try the demo of doing it in real time, that you will be speaking and it will start to transcribe it. We could maybe try the demo here. Transcribe. Hey, show me how you can transcribe my spoken part, because I would like to showcase this to people on YouTube. And now you can see, hey, show me how you can transcribe my spoken part, because I would like to showcase this to people on YouTube. Works really well. Now there is for sure some level of like AI tweaks, and anytime I would maybe deliver a word badly, it can most of the time guess it right. So that's how it works. And some other tools where I would like to pinpoint a couple of things. For example, in here, then we have more tools where I won't spend much of time because their use is really narrow. And majority of people maybe don't have cases where they would use this. But I will show it, at least briefly. We have audio native here, where you can automatically voice content of a web page using ElevenLabs text-to-speech service. So you would provide it with a web and URL, and it will create audio description of it. Then productions, meaning you can create captions, subtitles of your spoken part with exact timing, and those other types of files you might need depending on what you actually do. Most of the people don't need subtitles for what they are speaking, maybe only transcripts. Then we have audiobooks, where you would be working with way bigger text input. I have never really tried it, so let's not go down this road. But what I have tried is dubbing, which works really easy. Only thing you need to do here is to either provide it with a link on YouTube, TikTok, or any other URL, or you will simply upload your audio file, which needs to be under 45 minutes. Therefore, if it is longer, you need to cut it to 45 minutes chunks. I won't be doing YouTube video. It takes a little longer than just directly uploading it. You will only tell it that source material is in English and that you want maybe French language as dubbed version. You will click upload and you will locate your audio footage. I will use one of my videos for that. Then you will tell number of speakers. One, you can also tell how long the dubbing should be. My video is 8 minutes long, but I think that for a showcase reason, let's do 1 minute. And if you maybe would want to disable voice cloning, you could do that, but since it's dubbing, I would like to mimic my voice. Now you only need to hit create dub and you can see it got loaded here and it started to process. Now to show you how it looks like, because I have already prepared one, this is original.
AI will replace artists. You have heard it, maybe you have felt it, maybe you were wondering if the thing you have spent years building.
And this is dubbed version, in this case it's Spanish.
La inteligencia artificial reemplazará a los artistas. Seguramente lo has oído, quizás incluso lo has sentido. Y tal vez te has preguntado si todo aquello que...
And now you can for sure tell it also picks up the pace, because it's not only the question of translating it. It needs to dub you, so whatever is spoken is actually somehow paced into how fast you are speaking. Most of the time it works surprisingly well. Yes, it's not like movie quality and if professionals do that, but it takes you one click to do it, and you can scale your content into many languages. And here, let's also take a look at French.
Vous l'avez entendu. Peut-être que vous l'avez ressenti. Peut-être vous êtes-vous demandé.
You can see the speed is same, also pace is same, and probably intonation looks to be quite similar. So feel free to try it, and let's move to something else. And now that we have covered most of generative features that ElevenLabs offers, I want to show you two more things which are not inherently generative things. They are, however, certain ways of how you can work. Here they have Studio, where you could put all your generations together, create something bigger, longer, something edited. Here you can see you can create dub, add voiceover, add captions, but I would start with new blank project. It would be, let's say, a video one. And here you can see that you also have a timeline here. I can upload some files here. So let's maybe upload the woman we have already worked with. It's image, which is here, and then from our workspace, but not here, not like uploaded assets on our workspace, but our videos. For example, this one. We added it into timeline, and here you can see that it works like standard editing software. Whatever is above is visible, whatever is below, it's not visible. Here you can see it changed aspect ratio, but you can pick whatever you want. Let's say we want 16:9. And here if I switch order, then it's either visible or not. And you can bring in some music here, something that we have maybe generated. I would use summer scenes we generated in this course. Let's bring it here. And now you can tweak it a little bit. Just like any other, maybe simpler editing softwares, I can move it into time, so it will start only with music, then video will be presented, then it will be switched into, let's say, image. We could add also some text. We could overlay text here. You can see I will rewrite it as this is a showcase. So it is quite simple, quite easy, and if you would play it, and then there could be simple image sequence, or you will put way more video generations here of a same kind, and this way we would create a longer video right here in ElevenLabs, and we will be doing that in a moment. And if you would be happy with it, you would export it here as a video, and you would hit export, but I'm not doing that. I go back to projects, and you can see it's here, and we can get back to it. But I kept the very best as last, and this is flows. Let's click here, and flows are actually node-based interface where you could do every single thing we are doing here, but you can create it in one big canvas. Let's say click image generation, and it will be with some image reference. We need to bring it here, so let's upload media. It's this woman, and image lives here as a separate node. I can connect those two. Now it works same as with image generation, because this is simply image reference. I will click here, close up of this woman in New York during evening. Same work here. We can pick which model we want to use. I will use Nano Banana Pro. I will pick 2K resolution, and let's hit run. Now, while this is being generated, I can already prepare by dragging out of this image node to create a video out of it. And while this is being generated, I can already prepare that this woman will be in video where camera orbits around woman while she enjoys what she sees. Now, I won't hit run because image is not done yet, but I can build my workflow here this way. And I am a huge fan of this approach, because if you zoom out, you can see whole project as one big piece, and that bigger picture gives me actually value. Now here you can see we have her face here, which acts as a first frame into video, but let's pick which video model will do that. Again, let's use Seedance 2.0 fast, just so we can showcase it. Let's use it 6 seconds and we can hit run. And what is cool here is that I could branch out and I could test how differently would that look if I would maybe use Kling. I will copy this prompt and let's set it up to 6 seconds. You can see that Kling has 1080p option. I can turn on mute, sound, and let's hit run. Now, something like that might happen. Most of the time tweak the prompt because the model somehow interpreted anything you have written there as something it should block. So let's keep it simple. Camera orbits around woman. Let's hit run. And here you can see it starts to generate. Kling already started. Most of the time Kling is really beneficial in where it actually starts to block something. I'm not even sure if it has ever blocked me anything. Now, Seedance did it again, but it's not the problem of the interface or ElevenLabs, is the problem of this model, because you can see that Kling is generating it without any hesitation. So let's do, I don't know, street scene. Hopefully it will go through. If not, then maybe it somehow sees something in this image that is under some copyright or what. Yes, this is actually the case, because this text prompt is like no chance it should be blocked. So probably it mixes her face with some maybe famous character or whatever, and it blocks you. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually agree with that unless you have exact permission, let's not use famous characters to put them in, I don't know, any scenes. I don't think that's right, but here you can see that Kling did it. Now let's say I want one more image with Kling. I deleted that scene and I would want to do another video generation, and I can do it all at once, where it will be like crash, zoom on woman. Let's hit it run. But I could continue working from this video to edit it. Let's say again with Kling 01 edit should work, or Kling 03. And I will do some change. For example, scene is happening while heavy rain is falling. Let's hit run. And now I have this node in generation, this node in generation. I could just pan to the left and maybe create another generation round of image, where I would place this woman in, let's say, woman in Paris. And let's hit run. So you probably get the point of where are the benefits of such node-based approach. You can work on many things all at once, and you are still somehow organized what is where at what stage. I already have this image generated, and you can see there is a crash zoom. Yeah, it did some scene switch. I don't mind that, but here I have this woman in Paris, and this video is not generated yet, but I can already start to generate it, which is pretty cool. Woman rushing through street. Let's hit run. And this is the way of how flows in ElevenLabs actually work. And imagine you have these assets ready and you created everything you actually need. Remember that kind of editing interface. You can get something like it also here with composition. And we will plug this video in here, then this video, and you can simply sequence one video, then second video. If you hit run, it will join them into one piece, which is simplified version of that studio feature. And here you can see it goes through both videos as one file. You probably get the point. And now we will take everything we have covered and we will create one complete piece here. Visuals, spoken part, and music just as well. We will be using flows and then put it together in Studio. So let's start with flows. We can create new one, and I have prepared I would call it random ad brief in ChatGPT, where I also have my prompts for each shot of that ad. There is a voiceover which we will generate, and main protagonist will be the woman we have already used as a reference image. So step 1, we need to get her in this space. Click and we will upload media and we will locate our character. That's here. Now we need to create our still shots for moving parts. Then, as I have told you, don't even try to generate it only from text description. So I can click here, drag out and bring in image generation. And here I will steal my prepared prompt for first shot, which is female character standing by a window in early blue morning light, still introspective. So I will copy this part and I will paste it here, which is prompt for content of the image, but at the end there is also unified style prompt, which I will repeat every single time. Here this part doesn't change and this part above changes according to scenes. Now we will be using, let's keep banana, and I will use 2K generation 16:9, that's fine. And I can hit run. While this is being generated, I already can create second shot, which is image generation once again. Let's use prompt for second shot, extreme close-up, copy, paste, and then also we can copy our unifying part of the prompt. Banana Pro 2K. Let's hit run. And now here you can see we already have first image. That's just fine. We will see how the second one will go, if it can keep up to this visual style look. If not, then we could use both of these images as image input. But I can already prepare another image generation just so it is already loaded with our image prompt for shot 3. We can also rename it shot 3. I will speed it up a little bit for you because it's repetitive. And now that I have prepared rest of the prompt, which was completely the same process all over again, here we can surely tell that both images are quite in line of visual look. So I don't need to sequence both references. But if I would need to, maybe then I would just take this one and plug it in here as another reference. However, let's not do that. And only thing I need to do here is just to simply connect our image as input for the rest. And now we can hit run, 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 and run. We can let this generate and simply prepare our videos out of it. So let's drag out of image node and we can bring in video node. Here we can use, so it looks really good, we will be using Clink 3 because it has 1080p, it has our image as input reference, and we need to provide it with a text prompt. Again, either develop one on your own, or just as we are doing right now, we will use sample prompts. Here in ChatGPT I have something prepared, which is woman standing still by a window in a quiet apartment and blue dawn. That's completely fine. Clink 3.0, 1080p, and I think we can keep it for a second long. And we don't need audio here because she is not speaking anything, and we will be also using a music there, so that would be a waste. Now let's hit run, and once again we only need to repeat this process. So bring in video generation, set it up to be Clink 3. I don't like to use different models within one project. It would definitely look different. So we can steal video prompts from shot 2, extreme close-up, hands slowly raising. We don't need this word here. Let's hit run. And again, I will speed this process for you a little bit so we don't get bored, but this is the nature of the work. And now we are done. I have prepared every single prompt here and fed it with prompts and also with one input image. Let those run. This one is in generation. This one also, this one also. We have first shot, completely fine. Second shot. Third one. Not much motion, but that's totally fine. It will be only a moody video, and here we need to wait a little bit. Now, here you can see we have already 5 generated, 1 still in production. But what is really cool with this node-based approach is, if I zoom out, I can see all my assets at basically one board. And here I can already tell I don't like this one. It like doesn't add up. Looks like background is maybe a studio backdrop. Therefore, let's check it here. Cinematic side profile, clean background. I would maybe use clean living room background because this way it's weird. Let's hit run, and as I have told you before, you can work on many fronts all at once. You will be tweaking image here, then you will be working also here, and while this is being generated and this image will be version 2, then I will generate my video version 2. I can prepare my music here just as well. So let's click music, and it will be without lyrics. Describe the music to generate. It will be moody advertising music for a 15-second ad. Now I won't obsess over what I would put into it. No place for that, but otherwise pay attention to music. Now I will hit run, and here you can see I have my other image ready. This one looks as a natural continuation of this shot, so I'm more happy with it. Here I only need to click run because the prompt is already here and the input frame is already here. So I just click run and I will be presented with another version. We could quickly check the rest. 1, 2, 3. Maybe in reality I would probably ditch this one because it's really similar with this shot, but you will forgive me now. So let's listen to our music. That's totally fine, 15 seconds long, but that music drops start really soon, and it always tends to end it this way, like to ease it out. So I will probably switch it to be 25 seconds, or let's do 30 and I can still cut it. Run. And what else do we need? Voiceover. So, right click, text to speech, and you can see that whatever I have showed you before, you can do most of it right here. So it's really convenient. Now we can head back to ChatGPT and steal that spoken part, which is this. You can copy it. I will paste it here. And here we can pick some voice. I imagine it to be something like a female whispery voice, something like that. Let's do find more voices.
Find a comfortable place to lie down. Make sure your spine is straight.
Now, here I found Brittany. It's voice from probably a meditation app, something like that. So I can use it in my flows. We have changed our tabs, but you can simply click flows, and here is the one we have worked with. Let's click, and everything is already here. So I will just click here and pick Brittany because I loaded that voice into my voices, and now I can simply hit run and it will generate audio for me. Now here we can take a look at music. Well, maybe one more try. Here, let's check spoken part.
Some things change in silence. No warning, no name. But you feel them stay.
And in here, I would maybe introduce calm exhale to like support the ending. Run. Let's check the music. Good work. Now let's check our second voiceover.
Some things change in silence. No warning, no name. But you feel them stay.
You heard that? That exhale, it was there. I don't know if I will use it, but it's better to have it there and cut it out than not to have it there. So, what do we need to do now? Because we have every shot we need to have, we have a music, and we have also spoken part. How to put it all together? We could maybe use composition node to sequence our clips, but here it's not the best choice because there is no option to like change the length, so we need to do it elsewhere. Therefore, you will either download all the clips, all the music, and you will put it together in your editing software, or you can simply download every single shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it's always better to have it somewhere, just in case, maybe. You never know. Here we have our voiceover, which we will download, and music, which we can download. Now we will go to Studio, new blank project, video project, and I simply can upload files. I need to locate it, and since I have downloaded music in MP4A, which cannot be uploaded here, but you can locate your music here at this tab because you have generated it, so it's here. You can click plus, and now we can start to build our ad. So here we start, but I think it's too long in the beginning, so I will make it shorter. And with files we can start with the first one, and you can for sure tell it's 4 seconds long, but we won't be needing that. We need some guidance which will be provided with spoken part. And here you can see it's something like, I don't know, ends at second 11. Therefore we can start to build it from beginning.
Some things change in silence.
And here I would introduce a cut, so let's make this part shorter, and we will bring in second shot, which could be way shorter, and also third one, which is probably this one. And in reality you don't need to use every single generation. You are the director, so if it doesn't fit, just cut it out. And now we can make this one shorter and check it.
Silence. No warning, no name, but you feel them stay.
Now, looking good. We will bring this one. Then this one. With the last shot being longer, with intention to add some text there. Let's watch it.
Some things change in silence. No warning, no name, but you feel them stay.
Well, this needs to start somewhere here. I already didn't like it. It was too fast.
Warning, no name, but you feel them stay.
That's fine, but now that I listen to it, I didn't like that exhale there. Really easy to get it out. Just drag it in and it will be cut out. We can select also this one because it wasn't starting in the very beginning. There was a black frame, so we can fix it.
Some things change in silence. No warning.
Now that's way better. And here we could maybe take a look at the ending here. Or we could maybe end the music track here where there is natural drop in the music. And end it here. Now you can see that the timeline automatically scales due to the longest element there. So from the beginning till the end we have some moody ad, but it also needs some tagline at the end. I cannot come up with anything clever. I will ask ChatGPT how to call this ad. good enough. So here we need to locate text. Pick whatever fits this vibe. I think maybe elegant or graceful. I will try graceful. Don't change text here. It needs to be changed here. Let's make it bigger. However, I think we could try Playfair. Playfair works best, but it's too big. Let's make it a little smaller. Also, we need to position it at the end with the last shot. I, however, messed it up because this one is last one and this one is third one. So I will bring this one up here, drag this one here, make it longer, and I will make this one shorter so it fits. Now, way better. We could also introduce some animation. I don't like it with cuts here, but with text. Let's maybe try gentle float. That's fine. And at the end, we could also use gentle float to get rid of the text, but also at the end, we could use gentle float to end on a black screen. And now we have completely AI generated piece made within ElevenLabs, and we didn't need actually to leave the tool for a single step. So with this actually ready, you need to click export video, or subtitles, let's say, but video is just fine. And I will hit export. Our render is done. We can hit download.
Some things change in silence. No warning, no name, but you feel them stay.
Looks good, but we are not ending here. There is one more cool thing we could do, which is to hit export and generate dubbing. We can already make it native for different markets. Let's say we would want it to be in Spanish, and let's hit export. This one will probably take a little longer maybe. It needs to generate the dubbing. However, in this case, it's really short, so I don't expect it to be that long. Here you can see that it takes a little longer, but it's just one click, so I'm completely okay to wait. And here it's ready, we can download.
Algunas cosas cambian en el más absoluto silencio, sin ninguna advertencia, sin un nombre, pero sientes su presencia, que se quedan.
It is in Spanish, at least I think so. I'm not speaking it, so I can only assume. But now you can for sure see how powerful this tool can be. For a long time it was mainly audio based, but with images, videos, like dubbing and also flows, which are most important for myself because I love node-based approach, you can simply create so much with it. So go ahead and try it.